Autographs Through the Mail, episode number 34, The Longest Game. So first off, I've got a few personal collection items to show you, and I'm going to explain why I'm showing these items specifically. First off, we've got a Wade Boggs 1983 Topps autograph. That's his rookie. And next off, we've got a 1985 Cal Ripken Donruss Diamond King. And next off, we have 1981 TCMA Rochester Red Wings. 16 different autographs from this team. I believe it's a 25 card set. So 16 different autographs. So I purchased those autographs recently, about a month ago. Showed them in a pickup video. And that got to me to thinking about the longest game in the history of professional baseball, which was between the Pawtucket Red Sox and Rochester Red Wings, April 18th, 1981. And so I have the Pawtucket set, so I wrote to some of the players from that set. So first off, we've got Joel Finch. Next, we got Jim Dorsey. And another one we have here, so for $10, I wrote to Wade Boggs. Was a little concerned about whether or not this one would come back, but it came back. Turned out awesome. Great condition. I was a little worried about not only getting it back, but whether or not it would, not get damaged in the mail. But great autograph. Card looks fantastic. And two other responses I have here. First off, we have Sam Bowen. So I asked him if he could put on the longest game inscription for 1881. And he did. And he also gave a fantastic response to my letter, which I'll go over now. So I kind of just asked him if the players felt like they were a part of history while they were playing this game. So his response was, the longest game was special as we played into the late innings and thought it might turn some heads, especially during the strike in 1981. So in 81, MLB went on strike, and it was about a half of a season. And if you notice, like some of the league leaders that year, home runs, I think it was like 22 in each league, something like that. So they would have they've only played like half a season that year. So he goes on to say, when I threw out John Vale at home in the top of the 22nd, it did dawn on me we were in rare territory. So I always put a little biography here in my letters. And this I thought was really interesting. Sam Bowen is one of the few players to be drafted 5 times. So that means he would have been drafted out of high school and then 4 times out of college. It's a little surprising to me that he wouldn't have gone one of those times. That he would have completed a college career instead of trying to go into the majors or into the minors and then make it to the majors. But he wrote a side note here saying, thanks for the kind write-up here. It was a number of years before realizing that just getting there was special. Still, I believe I could have played at the big league level if I just had more at-bats. But there are hundreds of guys who feel that way, and he put a little laugh out loud sign there. So I thought that was a really good response there from him. Really thought out response. And he would have had a big part in this game continuing on for 33 innings. So it went 32 innings, and they finally postponed it and picked it up later in June, which I'll go over now. So the next response I have here is from Dave Koza, who signed 2 of 2. He also included the longest game inscription, and he responded, when it came to the 23rd inning, everyone in the dugout was saying, this has to be history. So Dave Koza, this photo here is him, the 33rd inning that they played in June, went only 1 inning. So the 33rd, he drove in the winning run in the bottom of the inning. And while the first part of the game took 8.5 hours. This last part, one inning, only took 18 minutes. So he put a note here. I'm sure you all realize that the 33rd inning was played on 6/23/81, and good luck to you. So I just, that's really an interesting story about not only the game, but some of the players in it. I did not know that Sam Bowen had thrown out a guy, and I did not know that Dave Koza hit the game-winning run until I was reading more about the story and writing to some of these guys. So pretty cool to get responses from those guys, those letters, the responses to the question, and really appreciate those guys doing that. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this one, learned a little bit about that game. You do hear it mentioned once in a while, but please check out the links below and stay tuned for much more. Thanks for watching.